Don't Push It by Stephen and Emily G. TRB Standard 1. Educators value and care for all students and act in their best interest. Here is the story of little Marlene and her teacher, Mrs. B.
One day in class, little Marlene was struggling with her math. She was feeling a lot of pressure from her mom to get every question right, so she started to panic and couldn't solve the math problems. Despite her troubles in math, little Marlene excelled at drawing and was very creative and artistic in her school journal. One day during a math lesson, Marlene's teacher, Mrs. B, noticed Marlene struggling on her assignment and took note of the obvious stress and frustration that Marlene was displaying. Mrs. B decided it would be best to monitor her for the rest of the class. At the end of that day, Mrs. B began looking over her notes and referred back to her previous notes and marks of Marlene. Mrs. B concluded that it was in Marlene's best interest that she spoke to her mother. Mrs. B called Marlene's mother into the school to meet with her that afternoon. Mrs. B explained to Marlene's mother that she was struggling in math at school and seems to be under a lot of pressure. Marlene's mother seems to understand, and Mrs. B suggests that she try to help out with homework more at home, so that Marlene knows that she has support if she needs it. Marlene's mother accepts this advice with a great appreciation for Mrs. B's concern. At the end of the meeting, Mrs. B shows Marlene's mother her beautiful artwork. At home, Marlene begins to get the help and support that she needs, thanks to the work of Mrs. B. Marlene's mother begins to set aside time to help Marlene in the evenings with her math, and hangs her assignments on the fridge now. Thanks to the help of Marlene's teacher putting her best interests at first priority, Marlene is finally feeling more at ease and comfortable at school, and doesn't get any pressure at home. Teachers like Mrs. B are teachers that students need. They put their students first.
Thank you to Megan Best, Merlin Ironton, and Zi Wu for being our actors, and to Vancouver Island University for allowing us to use their classrooms as a setting.